Hello. Regular Star knows how to do it. He could give you some tips. It appears we are live. It appears we are live. I know I'm a little early, but I'm on a pretty tight schedule for nursing baby goats. Every 4 hours on the hour. So 8 and then 12. And knowing me, I'm not the best at going only doing an hour stream, so I start a little early. People can deal with it. UK trucker listening in. Hello, UK trucker. If I was a UK trucker, I would always forget to drive on that side of the street. I'd be a terrible trucker in the UK. Everyone would be like, left side. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, me crippins. Gang, gang. Sup, fam. Sup, y'all. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The blacks are here. All right, so today is called My Cold War with a Duck and How the Media Lost Control. First off, and Mountain Bear is a new video episode that's really funny. Any names for the goats yet? Yeah, Marshmallow and Chocolate. And I also need a name for my next son. I mean, I'm to the point where I was thinking Maximus was a valid name, so I know I need some redirection. Wolfgang's a good name, and speaking of, we're going to talk about Wolfgang Hellbig a little bit today. I didn't know a lot about him, but let's just kick it off with that. It's fascinating. So this is how far off the media is, and it's not new. I recommend watching the newest Black Pilled episode about Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. He illustrated what I've known for a while, but he does it in such a brilliant way. I was just talking to him before I started streaming, by the way. But is America always distrusted the government and the media until World War II, and then there was this big rah-rah Hollywood collusion with the government to make everybody think that the government was our buddy and the media was our buddy. And that's fairly recent. And it started with John Ford and all that stuff in the 40s until about 2005. And now no one trusts the media or the government again, which is great. That's the normal status of America. Because, all right, like I was talking to Dave Weiss and Crow last night. I did Jeranism's stream, and they brought up Wolfgang Hellbig, right? A notorious Sandy Hook tormentor is arrested in Florida. Wolfgang Hellbig, who has falsely accused the families of shooting victims in Newtown, Connecticut, of constructing an elaborate hoax, which they did, was charged with the unlawful possession of personal identification. All right, so they're just harassing him, right? He's out of jail. He posted his bond. I can spot a bear. Like, if you poke a bear, the bear doesn't stop. So then you look up Wolfgang Hellbig in Wikipedia, because I want to do my due diligence, find out who this fella is. And it says, Wolfgang Hellbig. The page Wolfgang Hellbig does not exist. You can ask for it to be created. Okay, so why? So I was talking to Weiss about this last night, and I didn't know anything about this guy. You know how a lot of people are like, why doesn't anybody whistleblow on NASA? If Sandy hoax was really not real, why would it? Do you know who Wolfgang Hellbig was? He was a state trooper who wrote the manual on school safety for shootings. Isn't that fascinating? And so they're trying to just make it disappear. Like, so that's why they can't have any information for the public. If the public knew who Wolfgang Hellbig was, they would be like, oh, wait a minute. No, he's the expert at gun violence at schools and was a really high-ranking law enforcement official. They have to make it look, Wolf Bear. They have to make it look like he's, and he wrote the book on the Sandy hoax and what happened, and it doesn't work for the media anymore. And a little shady, dude, they refuse to let anyone know. They take this picture, they try to make him look like a crazy person. A notorious Sandy Hook tormentor, parentheses, who wrote the law enforcement book on school shootings. Like, there's stuff all the time that nobody talks about in the media. The power of the media to frame people's worldview is unreal. Like, here's some good news that people wouldn't let you know. Remember this whole thing? Mom loses custody battle after trying to transition her 7-year-old son into a girl. Like, she lost. Remember when this was in the New York Times the other direction? When it was like, oh, this little boy. I'm confused. It's okay. I'm explaining to it. Was he really a state trooper? Yes. And you can Google it all day long. And unless you like read his book or know his story, Weiss is here, DITRH. Hit me with some gravy, Weiss, about Wolfgang. I didn't know anything about Wolfgang until literally last night. Oh, yeah. He trained the administrators across the country to how to survive any shooting. He was the expert. And so thank God, I know there's good news all over the place. They just won't report when it's not their twisted perversions. God is good? Yes. Alex Jones threw him under the bus so bad during his lawsuit. It was so disappointing. Yeah, Alex Jones is a very, very twisted, very grotesque little meatball. I didn't know she lost. That's awesome news. Yeah, because that's how the media operates. They'll show you something, and then they won't show you the result. God is good indeed. All right, so Wolfgang Halbig, and then people will say, kind of like Engineer Bear 2020, not sure if that's a real person or not, but they'll just say it's fake. Which part? No. It's like Wolfgang Halbig was the guy who trained all the administrators in the whole country as a top law enforcement guy. Mom does not exist. That could be possible. Okay, Engineer Bear 2020, that could actually be possible. The only way it's fake would be if the whole story was fake. That's the only way. The only way it would be fake is if the entire narrative was fake, which does happen. Marty Leeds has excellent Wolfgang interviews. The media won't show their team losing, nor should they. Why would they do that? Like it's like, why would they report that? He came out right away after the hoax. He's been through the ringer. Wolfgang is a legend. Yeah, but some people don't mind the ringer. I've been through the ringer and I'm fine. Yeah, Wolfgang is a great name. I think that may have just went up to top 3 because of Halbig. BB, the name Maximus Max is a strong name. I know. I love the name Max. Maximus is a great name. But yeah, just look at how crazy. I know Wolfgang is real, Engineer Bear. Thank you. I know it's hard to communicate sometimes with the chat. I think the name should be classic like Walter and Charles. What's more classic than Maximus or Wolfgang? Wolfgang proved Shandy Shore was not a functioning school. Yeah, it never happened, guys. It never happened. And they're gonna take down your channel. They've taken down a ton of my channels. Life goes on. I will never just not say what's true. I'm not gonna become like an advocate. I'm not gonna go out and get a bullhorn and get in people's faces. That's not my role. I think it's a little reckless. That's not my role at all. But I will not just sit here and pretend something happened that didn't happen. Nicholas is a good name, I know, but the whole Fuente situation kind of ruined it. He lost his family over it, not a good ringer. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened, though. That's why I'm not going to judge the man at all. But if you follow God's law as well as possible, it's like your chick should stay. Like, that doesn't really go with losing your family over something like that. That means your chick was always in it for the fancies. I'm not gonna judge the man though. I'm not just gonna sit back and judge. He has been through the ringer, and what a legend, what a courageous man. But I suggest Dimitri, no bias. You know, I'm not gonna go straight Ukrainian. It was hoax. Logos is rising though. Yeah, it is. Like, I'll show you why this stuff isn't working anymore. So they can do this all day long. And the only reason I'm highlighting this isn't because I even care about Sandy hoax or any of that stuff. It's because it's so blatantly twisted what they did. This man trained administrators about school shootings. He was a top level law enforcement official, like fact. And they won't even allow him a Wikipedia page because the average person would look at that and go, wait a minute, so he has an incredible amount of credentials. That's why when everybody's like, why isn't there a whistleblower then? If we didn't get a burn, because if you control the distribution of information, it doesn't matter. I still think he's fake. No, I know people that know him. Tyrone isn't in the top 3. Frederick and Victor. All right, so my point, let me get to the point, and then we'll just talk about some interesting stuff. Weiss. Wolfgang's definitely a real guy, right? Hang on, I'm going to wait for Weiss to confirm. Yeah, he's an author. Saying that he's fake is pretty bad, Denmark Bear. Like that's like saying someone, because people have done that about me, and it's really bad to people that have actually put their lives on the line to say the truth. Like, people have said I'm a tranny. I'm a 6'8" tranny. I'm a secret agent for the CAA. I work for Mossad. You know, when you do that stuff, when you just run and gun with your conspiracy gut instinct, you can absolutely, Marty Lee just confirmed, it undercuts truth so bad. Please don't do that to people, because when people do it to me, yeah, he's legit. Yeah. He wrote a book on it. He put his life on the line. He sacrificed. And then for people to just say, I don't think he's a real person, it's like, yes, I'm the one that brought him on the scene, had dinner with him twice. All right, Denmark Bear. Please don't do that in the future. I meant at the time he seemed like I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's starting to piss me off. Tranny. Yeah, there's videos of saying, the videos were insane. Yeah, there's videos of people saying I'm a tranny, I'm a Mossad agent, it's like, if you do that, you make it so no one can ever tell you the truth. Because you've already lost. No matter what happens, like, the head of NASA could come on television and say, we didn't go to the moon. And the conspiracy paranoid people would just say, yes, thank you for saying this. Yeah. And it's not like a big deal. It just is what it is. Marty Leeds interviews him were epic. I don't think BB is trans. He emanates testosterone. I'm 6'8". Would you like to see actual trans, though? Check this out. Do you see this? Barack Obama with his lover at the time, Michael LaVaughn Robinson. By the way, that looks a lot like Michelle, and the other dude looks a lot like Bill Gates. That's all I'm saying. But see, the result of all of this, the result of the media lying and manipulating, it's almost like inflation of currency. Truth is a currency. Wolfgang was excited when he was being sued. The dad would have been under oath. Right, so then they couldn't do it, right? I haven't looked into any of this shit. It's just what I trust Weiss, and we talked about it last night, and I just think it's an interesting thing to ladle to the people. But comedian information agent. Oh, I know. It's crazy, dude. And so it makes it so no one can ever tell you the truth, because anyone who says anything truthful is a liar. I don't know. Wow, I didn't know the fact Halbrig wrote the book. Weren't the children singing at the Super Bowl? Yeah, it's a disaster. The Sandy hoax narrative is so it makes 9/11 look like totally sensical. Yeah, they had the kids sing at the Super Bowl. It's mind blowing. Oh, and Clips channels, be wary of this episode for upload, because you'll probably get a strike. I thought he was a plant at the time to discredit SH Truthers. Just my perception at the time. I know he's a real dude. Good, Denmark Bear. I'm glad you know that now. Because people say the same thing about me. Oh, Owen Benjamin is a plant to make us good neocon war machine monsters look anti-Semitic. No. You got to know if someone's really a plant before, like, going at their name. All right. Anyway. Here's one NASA live video replay. The moon. Incredible lunar views from the Japanese. So, okay. 39 people watching. Oh, a Big Bear. That's not official NASA. Okay, official NASA YouTube has over 5 million viewers. How many viewers do we have here right now with less than 20,000 people on D Live? How many people are watching right now? Like 3,500, 4,000. I started early. It's not the normal time. Can someone tell me before I show you this next thing? If BB, if anything, he's a human bear hybrid. Right. The only accurate conspiracy theory about me is that I may be a human bear hybrid. Owen isn't a plant. He's a tree of grit. Right. I don't care if people call me a plant or trans or whatever. 4,000 people. Okay, there's 4,000 people right now watching this on D Live 20 minutes early with 19,000 people after I've been kicked off Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, PayPal, and YouTube, right? I'm kicked off all those platforms. And there's 4,000 people here right now. Okay, how many people do you think were just watching one of NASA's launches? There's 5 million subscribers to NASA. They're promoted in all major media, nonstop. Yeah, I got the number. Thank you, guys. Thank you, though. Just relax now. How many do you think were watching the NASA launch the other day with 5 million subscribers? Any guesses? Well, I'll just show you guys. 2,200 live viewers, 5.1 million subscribers. So they have 5.1 million subscribers. Even with all the bots, all the fake media, all the programming, all the public school, all the books, all the Neil deGrasse Tyson, all the Joe Rogan shills, all, right? It gets to the point where it's like, okay, do you guys want to see the rocket go to space? And 99.999% said no. Okay, we will be doubling that number before this stream is over on D Live, not YouTube. D Live, it's less than 1% of the traffic of YouTube, a fraction of 1% here at D Live. 5 million does seem a little high. Totally. It's insanity. You know, it's the same with unauthorized.tv. It's starting to have, like, it's competitive with some of these major media networks for paid subscribers because nobody wants to hear like 1,000th of the, nobody wants to hear lies. Lies have no value. So when the New York Times reports on Wolfgang Halbig, the law enforcement official who trained school administrators about school safety, literally wrote the textbook on it, saw that Sandy Hook had many, many flaws, not only blew the whistle, but the more he was attacked, he blew the whistle even louder. They don't tell you that. Now, don't you think a human being who reads a newspaper would want to be informed at the fact that a notorious Sandy Hook tormentor actually was the most credible critic of what happened in the entire country? And then you go to Wikipedia that they claim is just, you know, all people coming together to share knowledge. And Wolfgang Halbig doesn't even have a page. Guys, like bluebird penises have pages. If you can find out everything you want to know about a bluebird's dick. But yet this dude who's been in the news, he's an author, he's written books, he was a state trooper, he was a high-level administrator for school safety, no pages. So what does that do? Does that make you feel scared? Does that make you feel scared? Does that make you feel like quitting, like you're a little girl? Or do you understand that it isn't working at all? Not one bit. That information does seem relevant to the story. Yes, Sandy Hook's tormentor is not his title. His title should literally be the guy who wrote the safety manual for all public schools in America, who trained administrators based on school shootings, accurately pointed out that Parkland and Sandy Hook's were ridiculous and hasn't stopped in his hero's journey to show people that using this as some sort of gun grab or some sort of fear porn mechanism is absurd. And so they've harassed him and harassed him and harassed him ever since. Yeah, it's not working anymore because trust is a currency. It's a currency, guys, just like this gay $2 bill. It's like if you don't trust in money, like let's say this money, that's why people are starting to buy more silver or land or goats or bullets, because this requires trust. It's called a bank and trust. A bank and trust, to set up a trust. Words have meaning, as my friend Crow777 says. And if you don't trust what the media is saying, they become a schizophrenic, meth-addicted liar that might as well just be a guy wearing no pants. What's up? What's up?
Will you be done in time to go to noon, or should I?
Yeah, no, I'll be done at noon. Want to say hi to the people?
Sure.
Does anybody have any questions for my beautiful pregnant wife?
I had a home question that I forgot to ask before you started the stream.
I will be doing goats at noon, so I got to get out of here by noon. That's why I started
I
early.
just wanted to double check because.
Oh, does anyone have any advice? Amy has been having a bad back, like a lot of pain in her back from the pregnancy.
Sciatic nerve.
Sciatic nerves.
I iced it this morning because I heard ice is better than heat for nerve pain. And then I did some sciatic yoga yesterday, but I woke up with it being equally as painful this morning.
Does anyone have any advice?
I've been sleeping with pillows. I've been like putting pillows all over my body when I sleep.
A lot of pillows. I got to the bottom of the pillow situation.
Yeah.
It was funny that yesterday, Amy, the only thing she said is, so I hear you're talking shit about my pillows.
Well, someone had screenshot it, like one of the Bear Girls, and she was like, I have all the pillows on my bed too. And I was like, Owen was busted.
Body pillow, skin looks great. Hi, Amy, much love, looking great. I'm expecting 2. My wife is a massage therapist that will help. CBD, only topical lotion.
Is CBD
turmeric.
Okay in pregnancy though? I know it's probably better than like Tylenol, but I just
CBD lotion. A lot of people are saying CBD lotion.
Really?
It's probably topical though. I don't think you're supposed to eat it. Stretch for long periods, active release stretching. Tilted bed rules. I guess that's what Wise is saying, that if the bed is a little elevated, it's way better for you.
Oh, interesting.
Let the goats run across her back.
That sounds like it would feel really good, actually.
Yeah, I'll give you a good massage.
It's so bad though. Like, it's my first time ever having, like, I guess a pinched nerve or whatever it is, and like it's painful even to the touch. It feels bruised. It's crazy.
CBD is okay, says Kale Bear. Baths and pillows are all that help me. Does it last the whole pregnancy, or can it? It can, really?
Yeah.
Yes, topical. Topical CBD. Lie on floor on back. Butt up against the wall, legs straight up the wall, arms alongside, and deep breathe helps from Jilly Bear. CBD is also distilled from orange peels.
I gotta get going though. Thank you so much for all the advice though. I'll let you know what helps me.
All right, love you, baby.
Right,
Have fun.
Charlie's.
Maybe like a foam roller session. Denmark Bear says, fuck CBD. Easy on the language, Denmark Bear. I don't know how you guys roll in Denmark. CBD better than Tylenol for sure. Well, she's not taking anything like that. She's not as gay as some of you guys. Don't sit, lie, or stand. Well, I'm pretty sure that's all the options. Oh, don't sit, lie, or stand. There's a period there. Got it. I let my 4-year-old walk on my husband is what I did. Try putting 33 pillows on the bed. All right. Amy is glowing, looks amazing, good chiro, trained in the Webster technique. All right. I'm glad she actually popped in. I was getting a little fired up about the Wolfgang Helbig situation. But how crazy is it that, Denmark Bear just spiraled upwards a little bit. How crazy is it that Alex Jones just completely threw that dude on the bus? He did the same thing to me. There's a reason, guys. I should play some videos to show people why I resent certain people. Alex Jones, when he was thrown on the bus, I was willing to host his show for him to circle the wagons, to show that, if you attack one person in the truth community or in the community we're in, just a non-grabbled community, then we'll all come together, because that's the only thing that works, guys. I don't know if people realize that. Crowder, you lying snake. But so I did that, and then one of his callers called up in one of the episodes I did, and Alex was like, "Oh, Benjamin, one of the most banned comedians, such a great guy, crushes." And I would do sketches with him. He loved that I had a Hollywood name, and I would have his back. I had no reason. I got paid nothing. Zip. Not 1 cent. And then one of his listeners called up and said, "Big Bear, I love your stuff. How come Alex Jones will never criticize Israel, man? I love that you're capable of criticizing Israel, but man, that guy never does." And the next day, I get a text from the producer, who I've remained quite close friends with, that Alex wouldn't have me on anymore. And then he called me an anti-Semite and said that, he'll go, it's like he just can't go to bat for someone who praises Adolf Hitler. He claimed that I praised Adolf Hitler. And then the joke was, people say Donald Trump is like Adolf Hitler. That's not true. Adolf Hitler was a great leader, or Adolf Hitler came through on his campaign promises. It's an obvious joke. Everyone knows it. And so him and some Jewish butt plug, I can't remember her name. She works for them. She's like a contributing thing. She looks like the plugs that people put in their anus, the perverts. She's a butt plug. One of the uglier skinny fat type women I've ever seen. You know the skinny, it's like Larry Loomer, the trans. Not her, it's another one. BB touched on Alex's cash cow. Right, he's not a truth teller. I saw that stream, yeah. And so when I'm like going at Alex, like Alex burned me bad. And that's when I stopped following him. Yeah. And he misrepresented me to a degree that Laura Loomer, the dude. No, but it's, Miley. Yeah, she's named a dog's name. Millie Weaver. Yeah, she's a butt plug. She's a literal, she's disfigured. Like physically. Like she has a Picasso face. It's about as symmetrical as dog shit. And so her, and I say that loosely. Yeah, Lena Dunham is banging hot compared to Miley Weaver and Laura Loomer. And so they had this whole back and forth about how I was a anti-Semite. And, I'm Alex Jones. I just can't go with that. Simply because I pointed, one of his own callers, not even me, one of his own callers said that it was a breath of fresh air to have me because he said you have daddy problems. Right. Yeah. He's terrible, guys. He's an evil man. And the fact that he threw this Wolfgang dude under the bus as well, it's like, Alex Jones used to call me and rant about Joe Rogan. Rant. He'd be like, hey, I watched him have anal sex in Vegas. Jesus Christ himself told me I got to take him down. I'm like, looking back, I'm like, Alex, did you have anal sex with Joe Rogan in Las Vegas? He's like, I got the documents. Guys, look at what Rogan looks like. Okay? This is Joe Rogan. These guys are all part of an anal pump machine family. This is Joe Rogan. This is your leader. This is your masculine leader here. Okay? I'm pretty sure Alex Jones took this picture where Joe Rogan right here is saying, these guys little hoop earrings, cheap shot, calling me an anti-Semite is illegal in like half of Europe. Like he knows that. He knows what that means. He knows what it means to leave Wolfgang Halbig out to dry. InfoWars is nothing more than a cash cow for a sweaty sodomite named Alex Jones. And him and Joe Rogan construct these fake beefs, and Joe Rogan is open for business. Doesn't Alex Jones have a tranny problem? Of course. They're all pansexuals. They all would put their dick inside any man, woman, child, allegedly, or animal they could. Who's that toe? Right. Anal pump machine. Yeah. And dude, what I'm saying a lie? No. That was the original Joe Rogan. Yeah, that's why people are like, oh, Joe Rogan used to be cool. No. This was before he ever had a podcast. He's looking at the photographer and he's saying, my asshole is A-okay. And then look at his mouth. He's saying, I'm open for business. Anywhere you can give it, anywhere I can get it. And you look at his hoop earrings and he's saying, all you got to do is pay me. Not even that much. And I got this thing going on, his ass. And then he does it. That's the leader of men. And they do that to make sure that men's sweaty. Oh yeah, he's so sweaty. And so when people say, oh, you're just hating on Alex Jones is a betrayer. I had no reason. When I used to do shows with Steven Crowder, he would say, stay away from Alex Jones. You don't want anything to do with that. And I didn't. Frankly, I don't like how he talks. I don't like how he screams and sweats and all his theatrics and how he's like, oh, the children. I never vibrated with it. I never like to listen to people yell. It's why I don't like listening to a lot of mainstream stuff. Like I don't like yellers. You know, it's one thing if you genuinely have like a mood or you genuinely start getting passionate about something, but people that just scream and bitch all the time, I don't need that while I'm working. Like I don't want it starts making me feel like a little anxious. And so but I circled his wagon for him because I thought what happened to him was wrong. And guess what? I'm the one who came out on top of the situation, not Alex Jones. Because a lot of his fans aren't really fans. It's not idolatry. They thought he was a good place for information. And hundreds of thousands of people in America respect and like me. They find me funny. They find me admirable. And they know me. And so when these people think they can just throw people away, chew them up and use them and throw them out, they don't realize that there's genuine people in this world where when he called me an anti-Semite, and everyone knew exactly why, that his fans weren't really fans of him, they're fans of truth. BB is first on the homepage. Nice. Yeah, every time they try and ban you or falsely, it only helps you in the long run. And so there's a lot of people in this chat right now that probably found me on Alex Jones, and it's because I was circling his wagon because I was helping him. And then when he betrayed me, they stayed here. And that's the deal. And Alex has millions and millions of listeners because he sold his soul millions and millions of times. And it's like, listen, if that's your guy, if you just want to listen to somebody complain endlessly about the Chinese and the Democrats and not address the war machine in the Middle East, I don't have a lot of respect for you. Yeah, there's 4,500 legends watching here right now. There's more than double. No, there's about double the people watching this than were watching the last NASA launch with 5.1 million subscribers. The truth does always win. I ditched AJ after I found BB. Right, Alex Jones acts an annoying drama student. He's very, very, very feminine. Very. He cries and he bitches. And someone can be like, oh, Big Bear, you cried. I've cried being emotional about missing family, about a dead friend. When I was doing gut parasite detoxing and stuff. I'm not a crier, guys. I'll cry like when something hits me deep and it's real, when it's fucking real. And there were Afghan vets, high-ranking colonels and stuff that would write me that they cried with me when I was reading that letter about my friend Cap. Alex Jones will cry every day to try and get sympathy for his sham divorce so he can sell more boner pills, male vitality. You want to know the most male vitality you can do, Alex? Stop watching tranny porn, start speaking the truth, and stop drinking booze all day as you scream and cry and bitch so that your handlers feel safe. Because your appetites Alex Jones's appetites have engulfed him so tremendously. 4,500, man, it doubled from when we last checked in. Yeah, but Jones cries when he can pump Owen Schroyer. Yeah, and Owen Schroyer, allegedly despises the man. You help me spot the term despair merchant. Yeah, despair merchants. Owen does script his crying like AJ. Owen cried about his dead military friend. I cried during the Cap stream. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's get back to the good stuff. Alex Jones is a phony. Just listen to the way he talks. He said Jesus Christ told him to take down Joe Rogan. And then after he did Joe Rogan's show again, wearing his NASA shirt with a rainbow on it like a good little homosexual, liar, puppet, he bragged to his staff that made him over $1 million in sales because of the Joe Rogan thing. That dude, he is a blasphemer. Like for him to say, Jesus Christ told me to take down Joe Rogan, and then to brag a week later about how much fiat debt notes he received because of his lies and his complacency to evil is insane. He's a sweaty pervert. He's 5'2". He's barely 13 Rogans. He's a midget, guys. He could once Israel stops paying him for his garbage show, I think Alex Jones's only job is to be shot out of a cannon at a circus, with or without a net. At that point, he'll be so hated that the people will be like, we can save money on a net. How much money we save? But $300, we don't need to buy a net. But what about the meatball? It's like, Jonesy? Hey, Jonesy, you think you can survive a 200-foot fall without a net? It's like, no, I don't. He doesn't care. Just shoot him. Best case scenario, he snaps his neck. And I'm telling you, we'll sell a lot of tickets to that one. He's like, oh, okay, I got the documents. I'm in the cannon. He should be shot out of a cannon at a circus. Jones was calling Rogan out hard for a while till you led him on the show, calling him scum and the enemy. Right. Joe Rogan is just a basic shill. Alex Jones is way worse than Joe Rogan, if you can imagine. Joe Rogan is a basic smog. He's a dragon. He sits on his golden empire, and he keeps everybody down that challenges him, and he likes anal sex, drugs, and he will do anything and align himself with anybody to keep that pumping going, whether it's gold or anuses. Just pump. He'll endorse Bernie. He'll have an astronaut on his show. He'll disgrace himself and humiliate himself to his original audience of good guys just to get that pump, whether it's gold or the anus. Doesn't matter to Joe, not one bit. Look, he's A-OK. Any way he can get the pump, gold or his anus, he's open for business. His mouth, his ass, he does not care. Not one bit. What he does care is about being challenged, about his hierarchy being shaken, about any stoppage in the supply chain of anuses or gold. He will freak out. Alex Jones is much more manipulative. Alex Jones has an audience that still, some of his audience still believe that Alex Jones has sacrificed himself to be a truth teller. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Alex Jones is addicted to cortisol. He's addicted to stress. He's addicted to rage. He's a lustful trans. Like, he got caught beating off to tranny porn on his own show. Fact. The toe is a homosexual midget. Nothing is funnier. Nothing's funnier. Just pump. Anything that'll pump in money, gold, or anuses, he's open for business. Yeah, Bernie is a communist. You have your right-wing male gatekeeper named Joe the Toe, who just endorsed someone so far left, he wasn't even in the Democratic Party when he was running against Hillary because he's so far left. He is a Bolshevik Jewish fossil of an ancient regime that ended in tens of millions of deaths because of gulags and government bureaucracy and just overall gamma behavior, right? Joe the Toe is supposed to corral the young masculine, the masculine energy and say, yeah, it's all about hunting. It's all about crushing, stand-up comedy, working out, jujitsu. And young men are like, okay, as a strong man. And then he says, show me your anus, vote for Bernie Sanders, take DMT. Nothing is more jarring to an actual man than those recommendations. An actual man does not wish to hide the world through drug abuse, anal sex, degradation of faith, degradation of family, degradation of the nation. When you find out how tall Joe Rogan is, he's the original Rogan. He's 3.33 inches. It's a Chinaman's limp penis. He's a worm. Alex Jones has two wolves in him. One is a homosexual. The other one is also a homosexual. Alex Jones is a homosexual. Toe said he would lie to his own mother if they would show him if aliens were real. Such a loser. Yeah, in the same episode, he looked into the camera and said CIA. He wanted to work for the CIA. You guys remember that? I remember that. Alex Jones drinks Joe Rogan Bonner. And guys, they aren't in a good position. Let me show you the new Mountain Bear. The lie machine has gone so off the rails that we're now back to pre-World War II distrust of government and media. Is that a good thing? Yes. Because when you don't trust them, they don't hurt you. Think about being like girls who have had boyfriends that cheat on them or vice versa. If you trust them, they can hurt you really badly. Trust is a good thing when it's earned and built up and all that. Like, I trust Amy, Amy trusts me. But if someone hurts you over and over again because of your trust, because they say, oh, if someone's like, oh, yeah, of course I can let my girlfriend go on a picnic with my with my sex addicted brother. It's like that type of shit doesn't last once you lose the trust. So the homosexual agenda, the LGBTQAIP agenda is so fucking stupid now that no one can even make sense of it. And why does that matter? Because if you can't make sense of it, you're not drawn to it. No one watched the Oscars. The Oscars will have less, guys, I'm not exaggerating. I just proved it with the NASA thing. This video, audio or video, will be seen and listened to by more people than the Oscars in its entirety this year. Fact. Doesn't that blow your mind? Why? A man who can't, not only do I not have an ad budget or a network or sponsors, I'm not allowed on any social media or PayPal or Patreon, which I'm suing them into fucking oblivion right now, or YouTube. I'm not even allowed to have my own YouTube channel. Kyneton Bear has one, which is great, and we still beat them. Why? Because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Exactly. And thank you for the diamond, by the way. And so when you see this shit, don't think like, oh, people are so stupid, people are sheep. No one's watching. I'll show you the NASA again. Joe Rogan can have these fucking people on his podcast, these lying astronauts, 5.1 million subscribers, 2,300 watching. 2,300 total. And that's with YouTube lying. That's insane. Okay, 5.1 million subscribers, 1,000 thumbs ups. That's 1/5,000th. We're just like, okay, one, picture 5,000 people. One in a giant theater, and they alert people with this shit. My channel would never alert people. Those guys get alerted. So they alerted 5.1 million people. Oh, we're going live. 1 in 5,000 people were like, yeah, okay. We know they're padding those numbers. Yeah, but the 2,300 total live viewers. Okay, so now let's watch Mountain Bear.
We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, and
Yes,
you're
I
a
am.
gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you? Now, we're looking at the raging debate. You're a gay rights activist. Why should someone be gay? You're having a girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are
By
you doing with
choice.
this lady?
By choice.
By choice.
I've just not. I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
What do you mean? Doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
Inside you, there are two wolves. One is gay. The other one is gay.
You are gay.
Yeah. Unauthorized.tv. And see, this is where
Come on.
I've been so lonely, girl. I've been so sad and down. Couldn't understand why haters joked around. I wanted to be free with other creatures like me, and now I got my wish. Cause I know that I'm a gay fish. Gay fish. Gay fish, yo. Motherfucking gay fish. I'm a fish, yo. It's alright.
Okay, so what have we learned from that? So the Joe Rogans and Alex Jones of the world, why do I pick them? Because they personally betrayed me. And I'm not mad about it. I ain't mad. Nigga, I ain't mad. I ain't no feminine. I ain't no female, nigga. But I have no problem using them as the cautionary tale of what not to do because they personally betrayed me. There's other people that haven't personally betrayed me that I'll use as examples every now and then, but I don't care. You know, some people handled it better. Some cowards in my life from the past, from Hollywood days, just kind of disappeared, which is much better than having me on their podcast, telling me that I should run my tweets past him. And then when I was banned from Twitter, he said and done nothing, and he alerted other comedians to do the same. Like a fucking dragon, like a Smaug, like a betrayer. It's fine, but for the rest of my life, I will use them as examples, and it hurts them. You don't think it, like Joe Rogan's bummed out by the fact that like 1 million people now view him as like a midget? Anyway, so to go down that road, Netflix probably paid Joe Rogan $5 million for his last special. They probably paid his twink butt boy opener, Tony Hinchcliffe, I don't know, $500,000 is pretty much the minimum. They don't make anything good. That cartoon, original drawing, original comedy was made for $0. Mountain Bear asked for $0. Why? Because the currency is truth. And we all do this and we all make stuff and we're all here because you can't buy truth. You can't. You can mess with someone's way of living. You can mess with someone's ability to pay bills. And I've been there. I've been in the meat grinder many times, but you always end up okay because what they have, no one wants anymore. You know, it's like no one wants to see. If you look at Joe Rogan talking to the guy from Twitter or an astronaut or something, the amount of thumbs downs is insane. And that's already rigged. Kanye has been busy writing blasphemous Bible translations and getting reprogrammed by the angel. I don't care. Disconnect. What Kanye West does does not matter. He should be a punchline in your arsenal. You know, when I was talking about how he wasn't actually becoming Christian, people were like, how dare you? I'm a Christian. You, sir, you don't even know the Bible. And then the same people now are the ones being like, oh, yeah, he's clearly from the devil. They never apologize. P.O. Box 727, Gig Harbor, Washington, 98335. If I give you a year head start on a problem and you get furiously angry at me for it and you slander me and mock me and try and get my own people to not like me, which doesn't work, by the way, when it's revealed, whether it's Jordan Peterson or Alex Jones or Nick Fuentes or Kanye West, when it's revealed that I was not only not hating on a nigger, that I actually was trying to help you see what was coming, like fucking Noah. It's like, oh, you think you're no, it's a metaphor, guys, and it's pretty applicable. The waters are coming, so why don't we go ahead and start building a boat? Oh, you're just jealous that you just want a boat. You're so stupid. You think the boat will float in the middle of nowhere without water. Okay. P.O. Box 727, Gig Harbor, Washington, 98335. Send me written apologies. I want to be able to smell and taste the genuine tears. Kanye getting the Zoolander experience. Thank you, Owen. Real tear signed letters. Yeah, I want to smell tears. I want to taste the tears. Not because I'm a sadist. It's because I want to know that you felt it. That you actually, proven factually every time BB is legitimate. I'm batting 1,000 with this shit because I don't put myself on the line like that. Like Dan Crenshaw. Remember when I called out Dan Crenshaw way early. And all these goddamn Republican neocon retards. Oh, how dare you say God, fuck you. I'm getting fired up because the dogs are barking. Hang on a second. Relax. Like, you humiliated yourself. Your wife's going to leave you. You used to be... And then the same people in 6 months will be like, oh, Dan Crenshaw wants to take our guns and bring in a bunch of migrants from India to take our jobs. Who could have ever seen this coming? And they won't even say sorry. I'm like, I saw it coming and I told you to watch out for him. He's a one-eyed weenus. He's a one-eyed weenus. He looks like a penis. George can't stand Crenshaw. Hates. Kanye's salvation is his business. Don't worship men, worship Jesus. Right. And a lot of people are so thirsty for Hollywood approval that they think that Kanye West will somehow help Jesus Christ's word. So many of these alleged Christians, I get the feeling that they don't even really believe in Jesus' power or Jesus' influence or God the Most High's power and influence. Like, I don't even think that they believe it because they're like, what in the fuck is Kanye West going to do to help Jesus Christ? Do you guys even understand what you're talking about? Kanye West is an MK ultra'd out fucking rapping freak who married a chick with a plastic ass. His best friend, Jay-Z, is the highest paid male prostitute in the world. He's Black Elon Musk. They fucking say he's a CEO to sell shoes or get people to go to Nets games. No one gives a flying fuck about Jay-Z or Elon. Like, Jay-Z is Elon Musk for black people. It's like, oh, Elon Musk is the CEO of another company. We gotta check. No, they're not really CEOs, guys. They're mascots. I bet Jay-Z would suck a dick for X amount of money, and it's probably in his contracts. And so it's like, people are like, oh, if Kanye West approves of Jesus Christ. And then the worst is these fucking Christians would say like, Big Bear, how dare you? How dare you? You know, his salvation is his business. And I'm like, you want a celebrity to approve of your faith, you lying snake. And if you don't think that I can see through your bullshit, think again. And now go off and watch the Jay-Z, or watch, Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire and pounding with Crowder. And then I'll see you come back, because you'll see how fucking vacant that is. Vacant. Steven Crowder ever tell you about how to have a Cold War with a hawk? I'm about to get into that. How to be a dad. How to be a good husband. How to be an actual man in a nation. No. All they do is try and scare you into buying their shit. Pretend Christians are making God in their own image. Right. It's so thirsty. You might as well be just a drunk frat guy at a fucking sorority party. It's like thirsty. Drink some water and calm down. You want a Hollywood celebrity to approve of you so bad. Of Jesus Christ. Do you think Jesus Christ needs help? And these neocons that think that they can bring in the end of the world by teaming up with Israel to fucking piss the whole world off, to bring in the end time so Jesus comes back. Do you think that that's how it works? Do you think that Jesus is like, well, the Jews and the neocons tricked me, so I guess I have to come back. I mean, I wasn't scheduled for another 1,000 years, but what am I going to do? These people are so smart. Bunch of fucking demons. All right. We need a legend bear to make a list of all the things BB and the Bears have been ahead of time on, so we can add it to it with crushing now. Yeah, we should make stone tablet. I'm just kidding. Jay-Z wears a shirt that says "Do what thou wilt." So how do you not already know he's a Satanist? See, this is the thing. It's almost like a trauma cycle. A lot of promiscuous women are this. They were sexually abused as kids, and so, or their dad left, male neglect. So they repeat trauma over and over and over. It's like every new guy could be dad. Every new guy could be dad. And it just doesn't stop. And I see this shit all the time with people where it's like, I think I just figured out that Jay-Z's a Satanist. Guys, he does this shit like he is a practicing Satanist for decades. He got his first notoriety shooting his brother and dealing crack. And then he started rapping. And then he got under the dragon wing of the elites and now is just a poster child mascot for fucking oligarchs to try and get the retarded two-dimensional thinking brothers to just buy his shit. And it doesn't even work anymore. It's so comparable to Elon Musk. You think Elon Musk is really the CEO of 9 companies? He's the CEO of a car company, a drill company, a flamethrowing company, a solar power company, the competition in NASA. You think he really is the CEO of all these things? Or is he basically a dancing bird at a basketball game? None of these stars or politicians ever say Jesus. There's no magic words, guys. They always say God. No, Kanye says Jesus. There's no magic words. In Jesus' day, the letter J didn't exist yet. Stop being so magical. I know what you're saying. I understand that the God is God of this world and it's tricky and they put it all in capitals so that lowercase g, blah, 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 blah. I've heard Steven Crowder say Jesus a ton. And I can't think of someone who's more of a betraying, lying piece of shit, a self-aggrandizing, capitalistic fiend who won't even give his wife children. You know, there's no magic words. The devil can quote scripture. And some of the best Christians I know are fucking Muslim. Oh, how dare you? How dare me? Some of the best Christians I know that follow the letter of law of the Bible are Muslim. Yeah, but they didn't see the magic words. Have fun. Have fun. You have fun with that. I'm a Christian because it's truth. And if you think there's magic words, I don't do magic spells, guys. I don't do incantations. Unless you say, Jesus Christ, the Son of Yahweh, unless you say that, it means no, the devil can say that. The devil can become, the devil, the entire thing is to idolatry. It's to make you believe words. That's why it's called spelling. Spelling. Cursive. Curse. To curse. I'm fired up. You'll know them by their fruits. Exactly. Exactly. Fruits. Jay-Z looks like, Jay-Z is the real Uncle Tom. Beyond. And the real blacks get it. Muslims are less vain. There's a lot of vain Muslims. There's a lot of Muslims that suck. There's a lot of Muslims that think they're gods. Look at Saudi Arabia. Look at Qatar. I've been to Qatar. It's Qatarded. But I know Muslims that fear God and follow the law of God. They're not on fucking birth control. They're not running around buying fancy pants. They fear God only. And that's one of the most fundamental things that Christians are forgetting in this world. They fear everything but God. It's like, well, I wonder how many kids I'm going to have. I mean, I want 2 and my wife wants 3. So it's however many God gives you. Are you pulling out? Are you on the pill? Are you putting plastic on your dick? I'll show you some muzzies, and the reason they have fucking 8 kids is because they're actually following God's law. Be fruitful and multiply. And it's like, that's why when people say, hey, Muslim, you're a Muslim lover. I'm like, I'm watching people, and I'll check them off lists. I'm like, how many kids do you have? What's your life like? What's your addiction like? When's the last time you watched pornography? And it's like, well, I mean, I need my pornos. I'm like, you fucking liar. You don't fear God. You fear Mossad and the CIA and, you know, all the, and like, God only. You know, God gives you your kids. God takes your kids. Don't fear man. And by the way, when you do that, your family could not be safer. Not all Muslims are terrorists. Almost none, buddy. Have you not looked into the 9/11 narrative? Have you not looked into some of these fucking Charlie Hebdo? That was a traveling group of improv actors. Not all Muslims are terrorists. Terrorism was invented by one of the first premiers of Israel. He bragged about it. Unreal that people still think, oh, not all Muslims are terrorists. Dude, terrorism is a modern phenomenon. So you think the Muzzies were just sitting around waiting so Muhammad dies in like the year, you know, around 800, 750, whatever. So then they wait 1,300 years. They're like, you know what? Back burner the rage. I know we have more invasions and all that, but my friend Vox Day, who's a genius, pretty much proved that religion causes no wars. You know, the atheistic Promethean media is always saying that religion causes wars. Religion doesn't cause wars, and that's including Islam. Banks cause wars. Resource allocation causes wars. There's a million causes of wars, and Islam and Christianity are not the causes of wars. If people are actually practicing Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Sikhs, the Sikhs and stuff, like the whole thing is to fucking, you know, keep your home straight. Those type of people are not in the business of going out and killing people. It doesn't work like that. That isn't how it works. And so you think that the Muzzies just sat around for like 1,300 years, like back burner our real plans. And then as soon as Ariana Grande comes here, we're going to blow ourselves up. It's going to get America to invade all Muslim countries that refuse to have central banks and have sodomy. And that's just great. That's exactly what we want. The Muslims are the newest scapegoat for the system. Well, yeah, it's because a lot of them are so diehard. You know, religious extremism, Babylon B is so good. Satanism causes wars. Exactly. It's the upside down of God. Babylon B said, Christian extremist shoots baptizes coffee shop with super soaker. So funny. Because it's like, religious extremism isn't violence. Like the most extreme Muslim you would never even see. They just do their own shit. The most extreme Christian would not break any of the commandments. Thou shalt not kill. You know, they wouldn't be materialistic. They wouldn't open themselves up to all these like debts and sodomy and all that. Like the more extreme the religious person, the less likely they are to blow themselves up at an Ariana Grande concert. All right, let's get funny again. The root of evil is money. No, it's the love of money. It's not money, it's the love of money. Muzzies are fine in the desert. Well, see, Denmark Bear, I don't think you understand that the entire migration is to undercut the wages of your nation. It's to dismantle the homogeneity and family unit of your country. It has nothing to do with Islam, not one thing. None. They bomb countries, they make desperate people, and then they flood them into Europe and America. It has nothing to do with Islam. That's why when people say, "Oh, Islam's the biggest threat to the West," you're out of your fucking mind if you think that. It's the central banking that is trying to undercut the wages of the truck driver and the carpenter and your kid's ability to work at the convenience store. And it's you take somebody that would make 15 an hour, be able to have a family, and then someone comes in making 7, someone comes in making 5, someone comes in making 3. And then you don't allow people to see what's really happening, so you call them Muslim, not migrants. And people get so addicted to hatred and so addicted to programming where it's like, oh, Islam, Muslim. No. You'd be surprised how similar the Quran, I haven't read the Quran, but a lot of it is the same story as the Bible. There's fundamental differences, but so is Calvinism. Calvinism doesn't believe in free will, guys. Mormons added a prophet as well. How violent, how like threatened do you feel about Mormons? H-1B1 visas. Yeah, exactly. I know a bunch of Muslims, Turks, they get it. Dude, they don't even want to be in your stupid country. They were promised white girls and Super Nintendos. They're not even Muslims. It's fucking so obvious. What Muslim is drawn by material possessions and fucking strangers? They're some of the most devout people on the planet. Like actual Muslims. That's like saying Steven Crowder's a devout Christian. Trying to get his private plane, refusing to have children, and lying for a living. It's unreal. All right. I'm getting really jacked up. I got to relax. Here's Obama and Michelle Obama. And probably Bill Gates. Looking for dicks. This is funny. When you don't want to get any gay in your coffee, you see a dude covering his coffee around Peter Buttigieg. I'm not paying attention to the political race. I mean, Trump is going to win by so much, it's not even going to be funny. And it's so pathetic to watch and so full of lies that I just don't pay attention. And it's like, it's so stupid. It's just the noise, the vibration of politics to me is like, it makes me want to vomit. But I'll still do funny jokes because I know a lot of other people watch it. This is funny. You don't want to catch the gay in your coffee. Which one's this? Oh, this is a pretty cool meme. Meme from 5,000 years ago versus today. So you have just look at it. Look at what everybody's motivated by. You can see the lizard people motivating the witch with the Eye of Horus thing. And then they're motivating the grabbler with money. And then they're motivating the different political sides with hamburgers. And then you see it with ancient Egypt where you have the two like crocodile-faced pharaohs that actually have one arm connecting. Fairly profound. And then under them is the sub-priest that they control with the marionette, who also have the right and the left connected. And then under them is the controlled war. And then under them is the people feeding off the blood of their own people. None of this is new. It goes back to Egypt. Don't fall for it. Don't become addicted to wrath. Accurate? Yeah, very accurate. Witch looks Jewy. No, the Jews are under the witches. I'll show you. This is insanely accurate. Because that's pretty much where the grabblers are and the babblers. So you have the demon motivating the high witch, motivating the grabbler, motivating the common man with hamburgers. Grabbler motivated by money. And then the people that created money, the Babylonian priest class, is motivated by some geometrical shape. All right, let's talk about some cool stuff. Gravy, yeah. And those are literal depictions. Exactly. The Grabbler has... That's why it's fun to make fun of Pete Bougie's being a homo. Because it's like, we have to become a more moral people. That is profound, yeah. Two wings of the same bird. Yes, but you also have... Elites do have their own puppets. And we want the elite puppet... Like, I'm way happier that Donald Trump will be winning over the Democrats. Oh, but it's two wings of the same bird. Kind of. Like, in the overall thing, yeah. But government itself requires trust and size, which comes from its population living like children and wanting freedom with no responsibility. So, let's just get into birds. Two wings of the same bird. It's like... The only way to fight against it is to not allow it with your own morality. 4,000-year-old onion rings. What's the significance of the shared arm? Oh, it means the perceived right and left are connected. Peter the Butt Gay. And I know that. I've done corporate gigs where I'm with a bunch of Washington, D.C. lobbyists and shit. They're all on the same team. But here's the thing. They have to pretend to at least... Trump is no Republican. No, he's better than a Republican. He's more of a nationalist. And people can get mad all they want at me, but he's better than any other option I can see. Black Pill's latest clip is great. Yeah, it is. That's it. It's all about the population. If you think that a president is going to save you, you've already given up your autonomy. They're fucking demons. You know, the whole political thing is about control and lies. I can't think of a better dude than Trump because he does these long speeches without teleprompters. And he improvs. Want to know what that tells me? Yeah, one world government, alleged. They've had the one world government since 1913. They've had the one world government since 1871 in a lot of ways. It's just, it doesn't work. Like, the things have to actually work in real life. Like, you can say there's no such thing as gender. You can say you're a gay girl, man with a beard, and then just some random black guy will be like, so are you gay? You are gay. So you can say anything you want. You can say, oh, one world government, NWO. Yeah, fucking let's see how it works. Where the rubber meets the road is where human beings have to enforce it on each other when it doesn't benefit any of us at all. And that's already breaking apart. It's completely breaking apart. No one's worshiping celebrity anymore. Nobody's worshiping NASA anymore. I mean, some, but they're fucking retarded. You know, Trump is the great revealer. He's a trickster king. And as a trickster, I appreciate it. He says things that make it so other people can't help but reveal themselves to the public. He's not a savior. Jesus Christ is your savior. And I think a lot of people they haven't really internalized that yet. And that's why I can be like, yeah, I like Trump. And it's like, but he didn't build the fucking wall and he's a puppet. I'm like, he's a government official. Why on earth do you trust the government? Why do you trust, it's like, why do you trust the media? Why do you trust any of the secular, Saturnian, satanic bullshit? You know, as far as demons go, Trump's a great demon. Or maybe not a demon, I don't know, but I just don't trust any of that shit. My pine spirit castor oil and borax is raising my manhood vibration off the chart. Oh, dude, you can see it in me. I'm just yelling. Albuquerque is a very weird town. Like, I'm gonna play Mountain Bears again, because this is what happens when the New World Order meets reality. And I see this shit every day. It doesn't work. And people can... I used to be a part of all these, like, these deals where it was like, oh, Sierra Mist would pay me to make short videos and all this, and I'd make them funny. And then Sony had bag... You know, I was never a sellout because I was never making anything that would hurt people. It was always like funny shit sponsored by Sony or Sierra Mist. And I'd watch, Sierra Mist started a website called exqueezeme.com. Like 9 gay guys on rollerblades watched it and then it just disappeared. They don't report on the failures. They do shit all the time that no one cares about. Like female superheroes. No one wants to watch it. And they can try to just pervert and twist and have all this money to motivate. I saw your show in Albuquerque, Owen. Great show. Thank you. Yes, I'm quite a talented comedian. People always forget that. There's a lot of based folks in Africa. Yes. I've been saying that for a while now. I'd relate more with a Nigerian homesteader than an urban sodomite in America. And then we're about to get into the goats, the hawks, read the mail, and then I got to go feed the goats. All right, so let's watch. This is what happens when nonsense meets reality. And dude, things are going so well in reality. It appears that it isn't because the media is angry and scared and they're thrashing and lashing. Oh, it's all part of the plan. No, the fuck it isn't. What reality do people live in? I live in a very, very real world. I'm fighting predators. I'm protecting goats and chickens. We're having tons of kids. I'm speaking enough truth where thousands of people listen to me every day. Trust me, shit is going very good. People are now realizing that, plastic particulates are kind of making their dick weird. Everything's great. All right, watch this. All this shit used to exist. I was just talking to Blackpilled about this today, Devin Stack. How the child sex traffic world was way worse in the 70s and 80s. Way worse. The Franklin scandal, all this shit. It was way worse. You would have corrupt judges have troubled teens, send them off to some camp run by a grabbler that would just molest them for tax money and kill them. Dude, that happened all the time. It's like these days, as much as the internet seems like a bad thing, it isn't. It only is if you fall for the traps, like the social media and anger and lust. Don't watch pornos. Don't ruin friendships and family with Facebook. And not only is it not bad, it's awesome. We can communicate to each other like that. All right, watch this. And yeah, there's 4,000 people here. Guys, 100,000 people are going to watch or listen to this. Our numbers are huge. It's just decentralized. All right.
We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good
having
morning.
me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, and
Yes,
you're
I
a
am.
gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you? Now, we're looking at the raging debate. You're a gay rights activist. Why should someone be gay? You're having a girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are
By
you doing with
choice.
this lady?
By choice.
By choice.
I've just not. I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
What do you mean? Doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
Inside you, there are 2 wolves. One is gay. The other one is gay.
You are gay.
Come on. I've been so lonely, girl. I've been so sad and down. Couldn't understand why haters joked around. I wanted to be free with other creatures like me, and now I got my wish. Cause I know that I'm a gay fish, gay fish, yo. Motherfucking gay fish, I'm a fish, yo. It's alright, girl.
All right, everybody. I'm about to open some packages, but first we got to talk about my Cold War with hawks. Well, first off, here's some goats. Here's Amy with the goats inside. Very, very cute. Here's my boy just looking at baby chickens and hanging out with baby goats. I'm telling you guys, you want to raise good kids? Homestead. Give them chores. It's like how you build their strength. You know, it's like just get eggs, stuff that they can't mess up. And then just if an egg's broken, feed it to your dog. So this is what I've done so far. We lost 2 baby boomer ducks because they trusted NASA. They never looked up. Hawk or an osprey. We now think it may be an osprey. Walter is a legend. Yes, beyond. He's crushing in sports too already. Like very good at sports. So this is what we've done to protect the chickens because I'm not allowed to just shoot an osprey or a hawk. I've looked deeply into it. This is what I got so far. I don't know if you guys can see, but a ton of twine. And so the next project, so it'll just protect them from dive bombs because they're now back in the pond, and the chickens are back with just themselves. That's the natural order right there. No angry birds there. Those are happy birds. And so the chickens get their own coop. We have a few chicken coops. This is Gen Pop. This general population. These are just the egg crushers. But then we have like a separate coop just for the silky chickens because they're like when a Jewish accountant has to go to state prison and they'll just get raped in the shower over and over and over again. Raped. Shower. So they have to go to their own little area. But the hawks, so what we're going to do now, so I want to get the ducks back to their area because they love water, obviously, they're ducks, is our next project is my son and I are going to make wooden crows and hang them from these these strings. That's a really good idea with the twine. Yeah, and we have red twine, yellow twine, and white twine because I don't know what colors the birds can see. And I could look up, blue bird colorblind, and Wikipedia would have paragraphs on it. Nothing on Wolfgang Helbig, though, because he was an administrator. Looks great. Thank you. 2 twigs to the twine. All right. Those are some happy birds. Amy designed that perch. We swing it up, and that's when I clean out all the chicken poop, and we use it as fertilizer. It's an incredible invention by an incredible woman. All right. Just making sure everything's growing. My 3-year-old, making sure that 3-week-old chicks and 1-week-old goats are doing just fine. All right, I'm gonna read some letters and I'm out. Gen Pop is hilarious. Yeah, no, it really is because I mean the amount of raping that goes on there, and I can tell Crow gets because Crow loves nature so much. I can always tell when I'm just talking about animal rape. And clear heavy fishing line works great for seagulls. Birds hate it. Well, they can't dive bomb, and that's the most important thing because the dive bombing. It's all about prevention because the way my property works is I have a giant ravine, very wild, giant ravine. Like, it's probably like a football field across, maybe even more. These huge Pacific trees, real steep, running stream all year, right? So the stream goes to the Puget Sound. And so we will have these hawks and bald eagles and osprey, coyotes, fox, not meerkats, one of those fishers, all these predatory animals, but they don't stay. That's why I was thinking about trying to make friends with the hawk with meat and then training the hawk to catch me rabbits. But they're already gone. What they do is they come down the ravine behind me. And the good thing is I just let the wild things do what the wild things do, and I don't even go in there. And they just keep moving. And there's plenty of energy in the form of meat and carcasses and whatnot and greenery where they just keep flowing. And then they just go to the sound. They eat all these, all the fish. There's bear. There's mountain lions, everything. And so I'm kind of in a Cold War where it's like I do my thing, they do their thing. If I don't go in there and there's deer everywhere. Dude, it's like fucking Fern Gully in there. if I ever needed meat, you could just sit there with a gun and shoot 10 deer, like literally a day. Weasels, I know, but weasels I don't think are always moving. I think that they set up shop. That's why weasels are probably my biggest threat that I have to actually kill. That sounds like heaven, BB. It's pretty great. And so what I'm doing is setting up enough trees, sheds, and twine just so that they can't have an easy access to my animals as they are, just going down the ravine boulevard. They're transient. Some areas will have coyotes or hawks or ospreys set up shop, and that's a problem. Where I live, I'm just one stop on the fucking prey parade. And so the whole thing is just to fencing and just protection so that if one of them does get taken out by a hawk or something, it's because they didn't look up. They don't have any instincts. Because normal chickens, normal ducks should be able to deal with this shit. That's why it's like every 50 feet, there has to be at least a tree or a coop or like some of these random dog things that I pick up at Tractor Supply. They're little, but just so that if they see death from above, they can just get right in there. Wow, nature is incredible. It's incredible. More than slapping these weasels need. BB, did you try panning for gold in your ravine? Not yet. Not yet. I will though. Venison is so good. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It would be a bitch hauling a deer up from a ravine. I'm telling you, I'm really into eggs and goat milk and greens and nuts. But me and Ryan and my other buddy, who's the longshoreman, are renting 5 acres, like 10 miles from us, and we're gonna have 6 meat cows, just total pasture fed. We're renting a field real cheaply. And we're going to just stock up on beef. We're going to get, because 1 cow can feed a family for a year. So we're all chipping in to get six or 7 cows and like some good black Angus. Raise them up, freeze it. Well, first we're going to get Farmer George, this dude near us, to hang dry it in like a damp, like 34-degree thing. I don't know anything about this shit. That's why we each have our own set of skills. But to haul a deer up from a 100-foot ravine is really hard. A lot of people forget about that shit with hunting, that half of it is like, it's a 150-pound, 200-pound animal. Just picture carrying a human being up the side of a cliff. It's like, that's why a lot of people will clean the animal right there. But see, then the problem is you'll attract mountain lions and all that shit. I'm not scared of coyotes, but mountain lions are a fucking problem. I'm really into nuts. Oh, slap weasel. You're taking me out of context again. Sweet grass-fed, finished beef at home. Yeah, because I can't raise cows where I live. I mean, I could, but not pasture raised. I have 4 pregnant alpacas, so I'm about to have 8 alpacas. And I have 16 goats, 50 chickens, 2 ducks, 3 rabbits, and like a lot of cabbage, potatoes, turnips, kale, lettuce, quinoa, apples, pears, plums, almonds, walnuts. What else are we growing? We're growing everything you can think of. Tons of tomatoes, celery, zucchini, cucumber, avocado, olive trees, but that's going to take a while. Just the more diversity you have with your food, the better. Stock up on beef. Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's just like 2 cows, on hoof, 1,200 pounders. You'll get 600 pounds of meat. You can get that for like a rounded $1 a pound of some of the best meat ever, given how much it costs to rent a field. You don't even need hay. I mean, you might in the beginning, but when you have like 6 acres of just pasture, they can just eat all day long. And there's a stream going through the pasture, so we won't even need to bring water. And then, we kill and eat them. ATVs are good for dragging deer. I know, but this doesn't even have a path. I have to build steps. But that's the beauty of the ravine. I just kind of keep the wild things there. And the only thing I'm going to use it for in the future is mushroom harvesting, but I'm not going to do that until someone that really knows what they're doing shows me how, because some of those will make your dick fall off. And thistles. Or what do they call it? Are they called thistles? We make tea out of them and dry these leaves. They're awesome. But foraging in the ravine, nothing agricultural, nothing, buy a name sled BB. We drag them 1,000 yards through. Nice. Well, I think for where I live, I'll show you pictures sometime. Okay, like that Bernie Bro sketch. That was my ravine. You want to see the Bernie Bro sketch again? Hang on. Where I'm like, where's my La Croix? Hang on. The last Bernie Bro. Let me just show you the beginning of this. This is on my property. It's almost so wild, I rarely go down there. And enjoy. Then I'll read these letters. I'm a motherfucking gay fish, gay fish. And so just picture this ravine next to like, like not domesticated, but homestead life, where it's just like free-ranging chickens, ducks, goats, alpacas, farm life. Like next to it is this wild. Yeah, there we go.
My name is Chad, and I'm a Bernie Bro. There used to be millions of us. Then there were thousands. Now there's only me. We stood for something greater than ourselves. Quality of outcome.
Hang on. I put the wrong one up there. Yeah, I think this will work.
My name is Chad, and I'm a Bernie Bro. There used to be millions of us. Then there were thousands. Now there's only me. We stood for something greater than ourselves.
But do you see how that whole area is just a predator's dream? It's just there's running water all the time, clean, fresh water all the time. There's sometimes salmon come up there to spawn. It's just, there's no reason for them to ever come on my property if I just leave this wild.
Outcome. The greedy capitalists called us morons. Said we didn't have jobs and we lived off our pants. I mean, that's all true. But they did not have to say it like that. When I first heard Bernie Sanders, something in me changed.
You know, it's funny, sometimes American journalists talk about how bad a country is because people are lining up for food. That's a good thing.
I knew that the problems in my life were not my fault. They were someone else's fault. Capitalism, greed, America, not me. Everyone else turned on Bernie Sanders. I did not. Bernie spoke of a land that listened to him and had the courage to follow the dream. I couldn't find it on a map or spell it, but I knew it had carried his dream and I would find it. I brought only my machete, a frisbee, bubbles, 2 La Croix, and my trusted vape pen. Natural environment is raw, beautiful. When I think about white privilege and America and capitalism, I flip out on it and just beat the shit out of it. Greedy capitalism makes me freak out so frickin' bad. My name is Chad. And if you are reading this, just know there is hope for you too. Come. The socialist utopia Bernie Sanders dreamed about. Escape America's evil, rich clutches if you dare and try to break into a dream. A dream that is Venezuela.
I mean, look at the size of that tree. The trees here are just insane. All right, let's read some letters, and I got to feed some goats. Gotta have the vape pen. Yeah. BB, you fish? Yeah, but I'm not very good at it. Doesn't Walter fish? Yeah, but there's no real fishing in my stream. Every now and then you'll get a beleaguered salmon like, kill me. We'll make it all the way up to us. But we go fishing in the Sound. I'm not very good at fishing, but I try. All right. Actual reaction from vaping. Oh, yeah. Rumor is Nimmer still roams the ravine. Yeah, every now and then you can hear him grifting and scamming. Send Owen a super chat. Oh, thanks, Slab Weasel. P.O. Box 727, Gig Harbor, Washington, 98335. What is La Croix? I'm glad you don't know. It's fizzy water. Drinking by sodomites and perverts. Dear Big Bear, thanks for everything you do for our community. You are an outlet for the verbalization in a hilarious way of the things I have known for a long time, but seem too out of the mainstream. No, we are the mainstream. That's the craziest part. BB would have made a great Green Beret. Yeah, especially the way I traversed that river with my squat jump. To say aloud in mixed company, your voice has given me the confidence to say what I know is true, no matter the audience. But you have also brought new subjects and new ways of viewing information that otherwise would be terrifying in a positive, despair-free manner. Thank you. We've met a couple times at your shows in Houston. My first time seeing you was at the Improv when you were still allowed to headline there. I brought my girlfriend, now my fiance, to show her this new raw comic I discovered. We caught your Friday show and went back to the same area the next night to play some games at Dave & Buster's. I was happy to be able to buy you a beer while you were hanging out with some early bears. I brought one of my college buddies to see you the next time you were in town, this time at a private theater, the name of which we couldn't know more than a week prior to the show because of the shame mobs that would harass and threaten your venues. That made the show even cooler. Yeah. That's my black and white special, by the way, if you want to check that out. It's on youtube.com/Owen Benjamin Official. There's a special called Black and White. It was an underground thing. I got a picture with you and one with old Nimmer. I hope you come back to Texas at some point because it would be great to see you live again. Thank you for following your heart and conscience because you have set a strong example for so many people. It's my honor to add some gravel to your stack. The polar bear is the biggest of the bears. I apologize that he is Canadian. No relation to Trudeau or Peterson. God bless you and your beautiful growing family in Christ. You got Darren. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the gravel and the letter. That was beautiful, man. Oh yeah, Houston was a great comedy town. That's why it started off being such a shame that they wouldn't let people like me headline. Like, I've headlined the Houston Improv like 5 times. They'd let Joe Rogan probably pump Tony Hinchcliffe on stage without a condom for a full hour as Tony Hinchcliffe just begs for another terrible Netflix special. And they'd have no problem with that. But me? No. Why? Because I do actual comedy in a institution that's been taken over by liars. But it doesn't last. Going underground, doing speakeasy comedy, it ends up being cool. Oh, and grabble for your babble. Yes, I'm really between a rock and a hard place. No despair of the world, not in the world, not of it. Logos rising. Thanks for all you do. Black Thumb Bear. P.S. At least I get to work from home. Good. I'm glad you get to work from home. Owing. Listen to your Paul McCartney stream a while back and then came across these pics of Parkland shooting troll Emma Gonzalez. Wow. Just wow. Beatles shirt. Yeah. No, that's bad. That's an ugly person. Emma and Grabber U.S. Representative Ted Deitch. I don't give a fuck about these old wizards, man. I just like gravy. You know, I liked cracking the codes on some of these shootings and stuff, but if they want to try and scare people into giving up their guns, good luck. It's not... See, the people that usually get fucked over are the ones that try and pave the world instead of just wearing shoes. When you know these people are liars, and you go back to how America always was, always not trusting your government and not trusting the media. That was standard American behavior. It's fine. I don't want their power. I don't want anything to do with them or their crazy lives. I just want to release the gravel. Release the gravy. My favorite extended family members live in the Houston area. Yeah, it's a great area. The black and white link says TYGOY. Thank you, Goy. I don't know. I think you're overreading it. This is cool. I love you all year through. Wow, this is nice. Yeah, my son loves books, so I appreciate it. Oh, this is cool. I got to keep this away from George. I got a nice card in here. Letter and stickers inside. Nice. Stickers. Owen, Amy, Walter, Charlie, just wanted to write a letter and say congratulations on the baby news. Another boy, crushing. I was shopping the other day and came across this book. I thought your children would love it. I know I did. This was the same day I found out what a Warmies is. I thought this one looked like George. It's a cute heating pad. You warm it up in the microwave. I don't have a microwave, but maybe I can warm it up next to the fire. So then warms and comforts with the scent of lavender. Oh, that sounds really nice. Thought it would be great for kids' belly aches and pains and grown-ups with muscle aches and headaches. Yeah, maybe it'll be good for Amy. Love watching the D live streams. Keep up the great work. Best regards, Rob and Amy. Half Pint Bear, yes. Oh, sweet. Thank you. That's very sweet. Awesome. All right, guys. I'm gonna land this plane. I gotta go feed some little goats. Before I go, subscribe to unauthorized.tv. If you want to send some grabble for my babble or a nice letter or a nice book, P.O. Box 727, Gig Harbor, Washington 98335. And children's books are much more valuable to my house than just like another Flat Earth book. No offense. But, or like another book interpreting the Bible. I love that people care. I love your letters. But we rip through children's books. And when I sense agendas, I burn them. So if you have ungrabbled children's books, you know, because we read to our kids at least hour, 2 hours every day to the point where they like, Walter's starting to know all the words to a lot of them. So any good-hearted children's book that just isn't grabbled, it doesn't have to push any like Christianity or anything. It just can't be full of lies because it will be burned. And before I go, and unbearablesmerchandise.com. That's me and Ryan's thing. Help support Ryan and us. False Witness Bear V3 on YouTube for clips. Exactly. And Owen Benjamin Bear Cave. And also Owen Benjamin Gravy. And guys, feel free to make clips. I'll never strike you down unless you're doing it to slander me. So if you like any of this stuff, YouTube allows people to do that. I'm only kicked off. I can't have a YouTube channel. Other people can. And you will get, dude, this one Gamma said, oh, Owen clearly kicked himself off YouTube for attention, and look at him back on YouTube. It's unreal. Where people have this horrible way of seeing the world where everything's a manipulation, everything's a lie, all it does is reveal them. If you go to my old YouTube channel, which had 100 million views, 100 million, it says this channel has been deleted. There are people that are so cynical, so dark, so twisted, that they're like, Owen somehow got YouTube to delete his channel just so that he can get people to go to D Live and make more precious money. It's unfucking believable. All right, and before I go, hit me. Baby names. Male. We love your music, Owen. I've had to bottle feed these little goats every 4 hours, so I haven't been doing night streams, but... at Owen Comedy on Instagram, at Owen Benjamin on Gab, and then I'm also on Social Galactic, at Owen. If you're an unauthorized member, you have probably already been invited to Social Galactic, which is our own social media, which is awesome. It's awesome. It's so positive. Social Galactic has turned out to be amazing. And meanwhile, the gams are like, why don't you have... Dude, they invented their own social media for unauthorized people. It's amazing. Okay. Victor, I like it. Victor's up there. Jacob's up there. That's in my top 10. Gary, no. Franklin, no. Roosevelt was a fag. I do like Frank, though. Theodore, my wife likes. I like Victor. Owen, people keep saying Owen, but Winston's a good one, but Winston Smith is the main character of 1984. Max is a good one, but Maxwell is a little grabblery. That's why I was thinking Maximus. I like Wolfgang. Eli's good. Frederick is good. Frederick's in my top 5. Owen. Kendrick. No. Gary. Maybe Gary. David Strong. I like David. I just don't like Dave. Owen's a good one, yeah. Maximilian. It sounds Mexican. Maximilian Strong. I don't know. Comment wherever you see this video what name I should name my son. Obviously, I have to run it past Amy, but Amy's cool. She gets it. Orson means bear. I know, but Orson Welles was a bit of a fat fuck. Julian is good. Orson. I like, the nickname is very important to me. Because, like, Wally is great. You know, Walter, we call him Wally. Charlie. What's Orson's nickname? Is like Orsy? I don't know. Horse? Horson? Ezra? Way too Jewy. Don Pettit? Maybe. Leonidas? Literally, that type of stuff is on the table. Garrett's a good name. Adolf. Top 3. Benjamin. Maybe. I like the name Benjamin a lot. Wolfgang is big. Freddie's great. Yeah, that's what Frederick we're thinking. Man, Wally, Charlie, and Wolfie. I know, right? Wolfgang is up there, man. I really like Wolfgang. He'll be born in August, allegedly. So, Augustus. Augie. Adolf. Nicholas. Vlad. I don't know. We'll think about it. Buzz Aldrin. Meta World Peace. Joe Anus. Nikolai. Nikolai's a good one. It's a little ethnic, though. I don't have any of the ethnicity of Nikolai. I'm English, Irish, German, and Scandinavian, with a little grabbler in there somewhere, allegedly. Less than an eighth. Freddie Mercury is kind of like... Wesley, Wes, Obadiah? All right, I gotta go. All right, guys, unauthorized.tv, P.O. Box 727, Gig Harbor, Washington, 98335, unbearablesmerchandise.com, at Owen Comedy, Instagram, at Owen Benjamin Gab, at Owen on Social Galactic. Be fruitful, multiply, don't be fruity and blow a guy. And, yeah, this world's, for, you know, that's the thing. It's like, as long as you're not like as long as you don't spiral, gravy's gravy. Like, looking through what we talked about today, let me make sure I hit everything. I was going to show you guys. Yeah. And thanks again for Mountain Bear for his new video. That was hysterical. People can plan and scheme all they want. Truth is truth, and you can't get around it. And as long as you don't try and get their secular fucked up power, you're not even on their radar. You're allowed to crush, guys. Like, people that think that that they're somehow in the crosshairs of the beast when they simply have a big family, speak the truth, grow their food. No. You're only in the crosshairs of the beast if you want to be the bank. And fuck you if you want to be the bank, because that means you're a homo. Be fruitful, multiply, don't be fruity and blow, guy. See you tomorrow.